Hey guys, welcome to Fanfic Fanatics. So in today's video we are gonna see, what if Deku awakened gamer Quirk and had Harem? Before starting, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you are interested in MHA fanfictions. This story is the gaming hero Deku by Cringelordsean. Now without wasting any more time, let's dive in. July 30th 21XX. Hey Izuku, come on, we are going to see what our quirks are. A little girl spoke as she shook Izuku, who was trying to sleep. As soon as Izuku heard those words though, he shot right up in bed and quickly ran out his room. Izuku, wait up. The girl ran after Izuku down the stairs. Sorry Izumi, Izuku said quickly, putting on his shoes and running outside. Izuku, you didn't change out of your pajamas, Izumi said as Izuku didn't care and just got in the car as their parents laughed at the kids. Alright, you two, seatbelts on. Izumi and got in the car and the children put on their seatbelt and closed their doors. Izumi, what quirk do you think you'll get? Izuku turned to his sister smiling. I want a quirk like mommy's, she spoke as their dad acted offended. Why not like daddy's? Izuku spoke as their dad stopped acting offended and smiled and gave Izuku a fist bump. That's my boy, he said as he continued driving. Time skip to when they enter the doctor's office. Hello Yagis, so today these little ones are gonna find out their quirks, am I correct? The doctor asked, looking at his papers. Yes, that is correct, their mother spoke and their father nodded while holding the two kids. Alright, it's a simple procedure, I just have to draw some blood. When the words were spoken, Izumi flinched and shuddered, she was scared of needled. Izuku kept smiling as the doctor took out a syringe and put on a new tip. Alright, who is first? The doctor looked at the kids as Izuku quickly stuck his arm out. Alright. He rubbed the area with a pad as he put the syringe into his vein and drew some blood and cleaned it with some alcohol and then put on a band-aid. Alright, now it's your turn, the doctor said as Izumi hugged her dad tighter. Izuku grabbed her hand and gave her a reassuring smile as she shakingly stuck out her free arm as the doctor did the same thing he did to Izuku to her. Alright, I'll be back in a bit with the results. The doctor picked up the two syringes and left. Toshinori, honey, aren't you proud of our kids? Their mom said as Toshinori nodded. Yes, I'm very proud of our kids, Inko. Inko smiled as they hugged the two kids. After a few minutes, the doctor returned with some papers. Alright Yagis, I have the results, would you like the good news or the decent news? The doctor sat down on the chair and looked to the Yagi parents. The decent news, sir, Inko said as the doctor flipped the page. Your son Izuku has a powerful quirk, but it is dormant and his body needs to adapt to access it. He should be able to access in a few months though. The doctor flipped to another page as Izuku smiled happily. Your daughter Izumi has a very powerful telekinetic quirk. When used on herself, it boosts her speed and strength. The doctor spoke as he handed the papers to Inko, who looked through them. Come back in 2 weeks if Izuku's quirk hasn't activated. The doctor spoke as the Yagi family stood up and Inko handed the papers back to the doctor. Alright, have a good day Yagis, the doctor spoke as they all left. Time skip. Izuku, what do you think your quirk really is? We only know it's powerful, Inko questioned her son as she put him in the car. I'm not sure, I'm just happy I got a quirk. Izuku raised his arm like All Might as Inko buckled his seat belt. But you don't, it's dormant, so you basically quirkless, Izumi said as she acted confused, but something was off. Well, she isn't wrong, but you'll have your quirk soon, son, Toshinori said as he started driving then back home. Time skip. It's the next day and Izuku and Izumi have just entered their classroom where everyone was surrounding a explosive blonde Pomeranian bitch boy and a white and red-haired candy cane boy. Hey Todoroki, Izuku said as he ran to the red and white-haired candy cane boy with a scar over his eye. Hello Yagi, Todoroki said in a monotone voice as he waved slightly to Izuku and Izumi waved back. So how did it go at the doctor's office? Todoroki asked, looking at them. I got a dormant quirk and Izumi got a powerful telekinesis quirk, Izuku says as they go sit with Todoroki. No, you're just quirkless, Izumi says, making them turn to her. No, the doctor said. Izumi cuts Deku off before he can continue. I don't care, once quirkless always quirkless, Izumi says as she levitates, hitting Izuku with a book. Time skip. For the next 10 years Izuku was bullied, his quirk never coming out when it was meant to, causing his parents to give up on him as Izumi always makes things up, getting him in trouble. Alright Izuku, we're done, we want you out of this house, Toshinori says, bursting into the room. What did I do? Izuku asks, jumping from the door bursting open. You cut open your sister's arm. Toshinori shouts as he slaps Izuku. Come with me. He grabs Izuku's arm, twisting it and dragging him to the front door, where he forcefully throws Izuku outside. I never want to see you again. Toshinori slams the door as Izuku stands up holding his arm. But I didn't do anything. Izuku says as tears start to roll down his cheeks and it begins to rain. He starts walking away from the house. Maybe Uncle Enji and Auntie Ray will let me stay for a while, Izuku says as he continues walking. Time skip. Izuku knocks on the front door of the house. After a bit it's opened by Fuyumi. Izuku, what are you doing here? She asks as Ray also comes to the door. Can I stay here for a while? Izuku asks as he looks tired and sick. Of course, come in before you catch a cold, Ray says as Izuku walks inside covered in water as he shivers. I'll get you a towel and some hot tea, Fuyumi says, quickly walking away as Izuku sits down freezing cold. Izuku, what happened to you and why are you out at night in the rain? Ray asks as Izuku looked up at her. Dad threw me out, Izuku said, shivering a little bit. Why would he throw you out? Ray asked as Fuyumi came back with the towel. Izumi made something up about me cutting open her arm when I didn't, Izuku said, putting the towel around him. Why would she do something like that? Ray asks as she hugged Izuku. She never liked me since my quirk was diagnosed dormant and then never activated. She told everyone I was quirkless, so they bullied me, Izuku said while trying not to cry. Shoto was there for me though, he helped me when he could, Izuku said as Enji Todoroki entered. What's going on? Oh Izuku, why are you here this late in the rain and why is your arm red? He asks as he creates fire on his hand and walks over to the clearly cold Izuku to warm him up. It's a long story, let's just get him some hot tea and then let him sleep in the guest bedroom, Ray said as Fuyumi left and came back with a cup of hot tea. Here you go Izuku, she says, handing it to Izuku, who takes it and drinks some of it. Thanks Fuyumi, Izuku says as he drinks some more and they sit there for a bit in silence. Soon Izuku finishes the tea and stands up and dries off with his towel. Alright, let's get you to the room, you need rest, Ray says as she guides Izuku to the guest bedroom. Thanks Auntie Ray, Izuku says, getting in bed and quickly covers himself in the blanket and falling asleep almost instantly. Good night Izuku, Ray says as she goes to exit the room. Good night Mom, Izuku says, now asleep, as Ray stops and smiles at HJM, trying not to cry happy tears. She exits the room, closing the door slowly as to not wake Izuku. Izuku Pav. What happened last night? I sit up in bed and look around. This is not my room. I rub my eyes and look around and notice there are 2 bars on my vision. HP 100, 100. MP 100, 100. What are those things? I rub my eyes some more and then turn as they stay in the same spot in my vision. What is going on? I swat at the bars and they don't go away. Suddenly 4 icons appear in my vision. Map, inventory, stats, equipment. What is going on? Why are these things appearing? I panic and fall off the bed as Auntie Ray enters. Izuku, I heard, shouting. She looks at me on the ground upside down. Hi Auntie Ray. I laugh uncomfortably and becoming red with embarrassment as I quickly get up. How are you feeling after last night? She asks while walking in and looking down at me. Oh, I feel much better. I start to remember what happened. Can you take me to the quirk doctor? I think my quirk awakened, I say as his eyes light up. Of course, I'll go get the car ready. She heads out the room as I dust myself off. If my quirk really did activate, this means I have a chance of getting in UA now. I stretch again and then head out the room towards the front door. New daily quest. The road to power. Requirements. Push-ups 0 50ths. Sit-ups 0 50ths. Meditation 0 30ths minute. 7 kilometers run 0 7ths of a kilometer. Do you accept? Yes, no. I look at the message that appeared in my vision. I accept it because it's giving me a basic workout routine that I would have done anyway if not more stuff. I shouldn't keep Auntie Ray waiting. I head outside and get in the car. Alright, let's go, and after we will stop and get breakfast, Ray says, backing the car out the driveway and then driving off towards the hospital. Time skip. We are in the waiting room sitting on some chairs. So Izuku, why did you think your quirk awakened? Ray asks, turning to me. When I woke up I had a health and mind power bar as well as access to my inventory, stats, and equipment as well as a map which I haven't looked at yet, I say looking down. Alright. She looks forward. We'll get you new clothes later, okay? She looks back to me as I look up. Yeah. I say smiling as I look at her. I open my stats menu. Status. Name. Izuku Yagi level. 1. Job. None. Fatigue. 0. Title. None. Strength. 5 Vitality. 5. Agility. 5 Intelligence. 5. Sense. 5. So this is my status, huh? I stare at the screen with my stats on it that closes. Mrs. Todoroki, please follow. I look up and see a Dr. Sumi and Aunt Ray get up and go back with the doctor. Time skip. So do you like your Quirk, Izuku? Auntie Ray asks as we park in the parking lot of the mall. Yeah, I keep growing when I want and I can get a bunch of abilities, I say as we get out the car. Well, right now let's get you some new clothes, Auntie Ray says as we go into the mall. Time skip. We return to the house. Auntie went overboard and got me 37 pairs of shoes and clothes that I carry in. Alright Izuku, go put your clothes down and do your daily quest, Auntie says as I go put my clothes down on the bed of the guest bedroom. I'll be back in a while, I say as I run out the door and don't stop as I keep running. After 20 minutes I'm breathing heavily, leaning forward. 7 kilometers run 2/7. It's been 20 minutes already, I can't stop now. I stand up straight again and start running again. I should be about 30 more minutes until I'm done, I say as I keep running. Time skip. I return home and enter covered in sweat. Welcome back Izuku, Auntie Ray says as I notice Shoto and Natsuo on the couch. Hi, sorry, 7 kilometers is pretty far, I says as I wipe some sweat. I'm gonna finish my workout in my room, I say as I grab a water and chug it, then head into my room. Okay, lunch will be done soon, Auntie Ray says as I close my room's door. I get down on the ground and calmly breath. I'll do push-ups last. I lay back and start doing sit-ups. 1, 2, 3. I start counting as I do the sit-ups. After I finish I stand up and drink some water. Izuku, lunch is ready, I hear Auntie Ray say, so I head out my room and go sit down at the table. Thanks Auntie Ray, I say as she places the food on the table. Oh yeah, thanks Mom, Natsuo says as Shoto nods and starts eating his food. Time skip. I go back into the room and sit on the bed and start meditating and feel like I black out as I enter my own mind. This my Mingha seems pretty empty, but it's pitch black. I look around and see nothing. Wake up, I hear causing me to look around. Wake up. I see a figure, but I wake up still in sitting on my bed. Daily quest. The road to power. Requirements. Push-ups 0/50ths. Sit-ups 50/50. Meditation 30/30ths minute. 7 kilometers run 7/7ths of a kilometer. I finished my meditation, but what was that? I get off my bed as stretch. I must have fallen asleep, it was probably a dream. I should just finish my quest. I get down and start doing push-ups. After a bit I finish. 48. 49. 50. I plop down onto the ground, breathing a little heavy. I'm done finally. I look up as a screen pops up. Daily quest. The road to power. Complete. Rewards. Number 1. Status recovery. Number 2. Stat point +5. Number 3. Mystery box. Rewards have been added. I feel refreshed as I get up and stretch. Great, I'll put the stat points in first. My stat screen opens and I put the stat points in. Status. Name. Izuku Yagi level. 1. Job. None. Fatigue. 0. Title. None. Strength. 7 Vitality. 5. Agility. 7 Intelligence. 6. Sense. 5. There, now this is the first time I'm opening my inventory, I say as I open my inventory and see it's empty except the mystery box ad. I reach towards the screen and pull it out. It actually worked. Now let's see what I got. I open it and find it's a key. A key? Does it do something? Item. Dungeon key. Item class. E. Type. Key. A key that allows you to open an instant. You can open this at Musutafu Railway. Dungeon key. I should bring a weapon in case, cause I don't think I'm strong enough yet. I speak to myself as I put the key in my inventory. I'll go tonight when everyone else is asleep. I get up and drink my water, then remember I haven't put my clothes away. I should put these away. I pick them up and put them away, leaving one pair of almost all black clothes for later. I wonder how easy the dungeon will be. Izuku Pav. I walk through the streets carrying a sword I got. I wonder what will happen. I continue walking looking down at my new phone. Steel blade. Type. Sword. +10 attack. This should do. I'll leave it in my inventory though. I put the sword in my inventory as I head towards the railway. My phone rings and I answer it. Izuku, where are you? I'm about to start making dinner, Auntie Ray says as I keep walking. I'm gonna be out for a while so I'll miss dinner, but I'll be back as soon as I can, I say as I hang up and put my phone away. Sorry Auntie, but I gotta do this. I keep going as I can see the entrance of the railway in the distance. There, I can open the dungeon there. I start running over there and pull the key out my inventory. I stop when I get to the entrance and hold the key out and push down on the button as a portal opens, and it seems only I can see it. I can only see it. Well, that's good. I think no need to cause panic. I walk inside and see it made the entire railway look abandoned and broken. Whoa, it's so destroyed. I look around and walk further down inside. It stinks like wet dog. I hold my nose and swipe at the air. I hear what sounds like a growl and running. What's that? I look around frantically, pulling the sword out my inventory. Come out, I know you're there. I hold the sword in front of my as I continue to look around frantically. Suddenly an oversized wolf rushes at me and I jump out the way as I almost bits my foot. What is that? I look at the name above its head. Silverfang Wolf. The name is orange. Does that mean something? There is two of them. I notice a second wolf approaching as I stand up. My legs won't move. Crap, why can't I move? I try moving, my legs are shaking from fear. One of them rushes at me but I move the sword in the way so it bites it and rips it out my hand. The other one rushes to bite me. I won't die. I punch it away, shocking me from it being launched back into the wall. Is this because of me upgrading my stats? I think to myself as I notice the other wolf go to bite me, but I jump over it and enroll behind it, grabbing my sword. I have to kill it. It's me or them. I run at it and dodge another bite and swing at it, cutting its face as I dodge the other one's bite as well. Die. I shove the sword through its skull and rip it out as I falls down dead. Level up. So that's how I level up, killing things. This seems familiar, like I read about it somewhere. I try to think back but stop as the other wolf rushes at me. I stab it through its mouth and up through its skull, killing it as I pull the sword back out. Disgusting, I say, looking at the corpse. Level up. What does a level up do to my stats? I open my status page to check. Status. Name. Izuku Yagi. Level 3. Job. None. Fatigue. 10. Title. None. Strength. 11. Vitality. 9. Agility. 11. Intelligence. 10. Sense. 9. Remaining points. 6. It adds 2 to each stats per level and gives me 3 stat points each level as well. I think to myself, was I desire to add my points to my stats. Status. Name. Izuku Yagi. Level 3. Job. None. Fatigue. 10. Title. None. Strength. 14. Vitality. 10. Agility. 12. Intelligence. 10. Sense. 10. There we go. I can proceed forward now. I start walking deeper but stop when I see many red eyes ahead of me. There is so many. I need to know. Izuku, you can do this. I prepare myself, readying my sword. Soon a mini horde of the wolves comes out as I gulp and rush forward. Die. The wolves rush at me as I scream as I rush at them. Time skip. Level up. 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 Finally the last one is dead. I'm exhausted. I'm now level 10 inches. I sit down to take a rest. I'll check my stats when I get home. I stand up after a bit and stretch. I must press on. I haven't seen the boss yet. I start walking again. My sword cracked, only a few hits left in it. I might be home for dinner at this rate, right? I descend even lower. After a bit I find a flooded area of the subway where there are dead wolves that were drowned or eaten. That's disgusting. I think I'm gonna puke. I try not to throw up at the sight. Suddenly the floor rumbled and the water retracted a bit as a giant snake came out the water. No, I hate snakes. I take a few steps back as I hold out my sword. Calm down, Izuku, calm down. I take a deep breath as I ready myself, barely dodging out the way of its bite. Shit, it's fast. I continue to dodge its bites, but I'm suddenly smacked away by its tail. It hurts so bad I can't speak or move. I puke some blood as I lay there in pain as the snake looms over me and get a sight of its name. Silver Poison Python. But pythons aren't poisonous. Is this because this is a monster in a dungeon? I look up as it looks ready to strike me, but I feel my motor gun tons starting to return. It strikes at me, but I barely dodge as its fang slices my pant leg. I get up off the ground and pick up my sword that is broken. How did it break already? Did I overuse, or was it not made properly? I look at what's left of it. I have to make do and just go for it. I run around the python dodging a bite, and now I'm running up its body as it tries to bite me but can't. I get to the top and force the partially blunt jagged sword piece in its head as I slide down its body with the sword still in its body. Soon I fall down, hitting the floor as the python falls down with a loud thud shaking the area. You have defeated the silver poison python. Level up. Level up. Why do I feel healed? I think leveling up heals me a bit. I look up to my HP bar to check. HP 39 380ths. Was I really that close to death? Good thing my health increased. I should get going. Are those boss drops? I get up and go over to the stuff on the ground and pick it up. Python poison. Item class. A. Effect. Intoxication resistance. Player. Is immune to harmful substances to the body. Debuff. Weakened muscles. -35 strength. Debuff. Poison. Player becomes filled with poison -1 HP every second. 100,000 G. Python Fang Dagger. Type. Dagger. +25 attack. Effect. Paralyze. Attacked foes have a chance to be unable to move. Effect. Bleed. Attacked foes lose 1% of their health every 1 second. A new dagger. Good, but this potion won't the effect nullified the debuffs, but I'll drink this at home just in case though. I put them both in my inventory. Seems the dungeon is collapsing. The dungeon collapse around me, and soon enough I'm in the normal subway, completely fixed and not flooded. Hey, are you okay? A raven-haired girl asks me as she approaches me. Oh, I'm fine. Why? I look at her and I see her worried face. Because your clothes all torn up and there is blood on you. I look down and notice my torn up clothes and the blood from the wolves and snake on me. Oh, I didn't notice that, but I'm fine. I'm just heading home, I say with a smile to calm her down. Are you Sue? I'm already walking away before she could finish. Hey, she shouts, making me turn back to look at her as I see her name. Momo Yaoyorozu. This is weird, I can see everyone's names. She marches up to me. Go to the hospital just in case. Okay, she says with pleading eyes. Okay, I will, I say with a smile, making her smile as well. Okay, we'll buy. She quickly walks off into the crowd as I walk out the railway. When I get outside, I hear a large boom and see some giant golem monster that heroes are fighting. Giant sandstone golem. Its name is orange as well, while everyone around me is gray. Does that signify how difficult it is to fight them? I watch 5 fight as the heroes can't do much even if their names are orange as well. Even Uncle Enji is struggling. I guess I could help them out. I walk past the crowd of running people. This should help weaken it. I throw the sword hilt with a little bit of the jagged sword piece on it. It rockets toward the golem and connects, creating a boom as it goes through its head. Whoops, didn't mean to kill it. I back away as it crumbles and crashes onto the ground. Level up. This brings up the question, where did the monster come from? I start running back home, trying not to seem suspicious since everyone is running away still. Time skip. I sneak in through my window. I hope Auntie does the notice. I close the window and quickly grab some clothes, throwing the ones I'm wearing away as I go into my shower. I come out after a bit completely clean and see Auntie in the living room with everyone as they watch the news. I head over in my new clothes. Oh Izuku, when did you get back? Fuyumi says as she jumps from seeing me. A bit ago, I just took a shower. I sit down next to her and Auntie. The villain that was rampaging across the city was brought down not too long ago by the heroes. We have Endeavor here now for an interview, a reporter announces as I lay more attention now. So Endeavor, how did you and the other heroes bring down the villain? The reporter asks, pointing the microphone at Endeavor. With teamwork we were able to subdue the villain by hitting them from the side, he says, looking down at the reporter. People say they saw something fly towards and through the villain's head. Can you make a comment on this? The reporter asks again as I gulp as quiet as I can. That is not true. They were just seeing some dust get launched off the villain's body, nothing more. This make me relieved but question if he is just lying. He might be lying, since this could become more of a manhunt to find out who really beat the monster. I question this but shake it off as I decide to update my stats. Status. Name. Izuku Yagi level, 13. Job. None fatigue, 24. Title. None. HP. 145 600ths. MP. 600 600ths. Strength. 34 Vitality, 30. Agility. 32 Intelligence, 30. Sense. 30. Remaining points. 30. Okay, I'll update my stats, only Auntie will know what I'm doing though, which is fine. I update my stats, which makes Shoto, Natsuo, and Fuyumi look at me confused. Status. Name. Izuku Yagi level, 13. Job. None fatigue, 23. Title. None. HP. 150 630ths. MP. 600 630ths. Strength. 45 Vitality, 33. Agility. 42 Intelligence, 33. Sense. 33. Izuku, what were you doing? Fuyumi asks as they continue to look at me. I thought Auntie would have told you this, but I awakened my quirk. I close the screen as I look at her as she jumps. Oh my Kami, you did. She shouts as she hugs me. Congratulations Izuku, she says, holding me tight as Natsuo joins in while Shoto just nods. Alright, I think you hugged and congratulated him enough, I don't think the can breath, Auntie says as they let me go. Sorry Izuku, Fuyumi and Natsuo say as Izu give a thumbs up. So what is your quirk? Natsuo asks as we stand up. It's called Gamer, it makes me a video game character more or less, so I have stats, HP, levels, equipment slots, ECT, I scratch the back of my head. So you can continuously grow, that's so strong, lucky, Natsuo says in a jealous tone. Why don't we go celebrate? Your father can meet us wherever since he should be able to come home soon, Auntie says, standing up and turning off the TV. Yeah, let's go somewhere nice. Shoto stands up while speaking. Yeah, let's go. We all walk towards the door and leave to go celebrate. Izuku Pav. It's been 7 months since Izuku got his quirk and he hasn't got any more dungeon keys, but that doesn't matter because dungeons have been opening on their own. The Hero Commission has issued that if a dungeon were to appear, that heroes who have weapons such as swords and daggers will be sent to deal with it. But today Uncle Enji is bringing me to UA to meet Principal Nezu. I'm nervous since Nezu is the smartest alive and could find out me taking out that golem and that I have been in a dungeon. So Izuku, are you excited to be at UA? Uncle asks me as he continues driving. Yeah, I am. I can be a hero, I say, forgetting my concern as I think of my future as a hero. Suddenly we end up at the road being blocked and nothing moves. Huh, what's going on? I lean out the window to look and notice people are running away. Izuku, stay here, I'll go check it out, Uncle says, getting out the car and flying in the direction from where the people are running from. Okay, what is going on? Is there a villain or did a dungeon open? If so, I should go help, but I'll stay here for now. I stay in the car and lay back. Time skip. It's been an hour, this is worrying, I'm gonna go help. I get out the car and start running in the direction Uncle went. I hope Uncle is okay. I continue to rush forward. If this is a dungeon, I'll be able to level up. I pick up speed and eventually get there and see the dungeon portal and heroes, making sure the press doesn't go too far. I don't see Uncle, meaning he is inside, but how am I gonna get through? Well, I could go very fast and rush in, but I have a high chance of getting caught. I wonder what to do as I now stand behind the crowd. I'll sneak around and then get in when no one is looking. I back away and sneak between the cars around. Good thing the media is keeping the heroes busy. I keep going and soon am by the back where there is no one. Wait, is that? I notice Izumi on the other side as she sneaks in before me. That idiot, she isn't prepared. I quickly rush in as well. New story quest. Family reunion. Enji Todoroki, 0/1. Izumi Yagi, 0/1. Inko Yagi, 0/1. Toshinori Yagi, 0/1. Katsuni Yanagi, 0/1. Save them all within 2 hours. Rewards. Number 1. Status recovery. Number 2. Job. Number 3. Number 15 stat points. Story quest, and Inko and Toshinori as well as someone I don't know are in there. Well, I have to do it, I guess. Once I'm inside, I look around and see it's a snowy forest as I walk forward. After a bit of walking, I see a fire where Izumi and some other girl are. I assume that this Yanagi person. I walk towards them and see they're shaking from the cold. They jump from a tree branch, breaking under my foot. Who is there? The Yanagi girl points a sword in my direction. Calm down, I'm a friendly. I walk out the shadows from the trees, my hands in my jacket pocket. Izuku. Izumi is surprised when she sees me. What do you want? I look at her angry, making her flinch. Why are you here? Aren't you quirkless? She asks as she walks up to me and notices I'm taller than her now. No, my quirk was dormant and now it awakened. I only came here because Uncle Enji didn't come back. I look down at her, trying not to let my anger consume me. Uncle Enji is here. She is surprised as the Yanagi girl walks over to us. Do you mean Endeavor? He went that way. She points east. Thanks, but first take these. I take some puffy jackets out my inventory and hand them to them. Oh, you're a lifesaver. It's so cold here. I felt like my hero suit would freeze to my body. They quickly put the jackets on. Pro hero. Wait, aren't you Arsenal? Your quirk lets you create any weapon as long as you know the name and throw of weapon that it is. I look at her as she is surprised and blushed a little. Yeah, I didn't know someone know that much of me. I'm flattered. She looks down, blushing a little more. But I'm not a pro hero. I'm only 17, going into my second year at UA, she says, scratching the back of her head. I'm only here because of my quirk as a support hero. She looks away, losing the blush. A hero is a hero. I'm sure you'll be great. I smile at her, making her blush again. Then, I suddenly catch 2 ice arrows before it hits both of them in the face, covering my hands in ice. What the hell was that? Yanagi says as I look behind us and see 2 figures in the trees that run away. Ice elves, they're gone now. I shake my hand, breaking the ice and dropping the arrows. We should move before they come back with more elves. I start walking away in the direction Uncle Enji went. Wait up. They pick up their stuff and run to catch up to me. Why don't we leave? We're not far from the entrance. Izumi looks at me. No, I tried going out, but you can't once you come in. Yanagi shakes her head as we continue. We're gonna find Uncle and then make a plan. I keep walking as I check my stats. Status. Name. Izuku Todoroki. Level 13. Job. None. Fatigue 5. Title. None. HP. 10-10-10-20. MP. 1000. Strength. 75. Vitality. 57. Agility. 63. Intelligence. 55. Sense. 55. I should be fine, but taking care of 3 other people will be hard, though Uncle and Toshinori should be able to take care of themselves. I continue forward as I notice a light up ahead. There is suddenly a growl as we walk through the woods, making a stop. There are bears too. Izumi hides behind me as Yanagi pulls out a sword. Both of you get behind me. I pull out the python dagger out from my inventory as they both get behind me, Yanagi making sure Izumi is between us. Suddenly 3 large bears come out the forest in front of me. Giant ice bear. I got this. I ready my dagger as they look at me confused. I rush forward and dodge a swipe from the bear and stab it in the head, then jump onto another and throw my dagger at the other. The dagger goes in its head as I snap the other bear's neck. Level up, level up, level up. There, let's continue. I go and take my dagger out the bear's skull and keep walking as they run to catch up to me, scared. What was that? You used to not hurt a fly. Izumi is trying not to puke as she speaks. This is a dungeon, you have to kill. It's you or them. I'm unfazed when I speak as they both grow quiet. So you have had to kill before, Yanagi says, looking down as we keep going. I don't speak as we keep walking as the light keeps growing. Until we find a burning tree. Uncle was here, let's keep going. I start going again with them following. Izuku, I want to say th. I glare at Izumi before she continues. Your apology means nothing to me. I keep going, looking forward again as she tries not to cry. So Mr. Izuku, what is your quirk? Yanagi asks me as I keep walking. It's called gamer. It makes me a video game character. I keep walking. That explains the strength and speed as well as the pocket dimension. Yanagi looks at me with wonder. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Izuku Todoroki. I stop and turn to her. Oh yeah, I'm Katsune Yanagi, she says, putting her hand on her chest and giggling. But you, I glare at Izumi again, making her shut up. Let's keep going. I start walking again, looking forward as they follow me. Time skip. We've been walking for hours, passing many burning trees, but now we find Uncle with Inko sitting by a fire. Mom. Izumi runs and hugs Inko as Uncle looks over and sees me and Yanagi. Izuku, I told you to stay at the car, Uncle says as I chuckle and scratch the back of my head. Sorry but you didn't come back so I came to look for you, he sighs as Inko gets up and walks up to me. Izuku, is that you? She asks, trying not to cry. She tries to hug me but I step to the side making her fall. Wrong person. I walk over to Uncle and sit by him. Izuku, I'm so. I glare at her, pissed, scaring her since no one thought I could be like this. Izuku, do you have an fur coats with you? Uncle asks as I nod and pull out two and give on to him and then toss the other at Inko. They put them on as I look into the forest. Do you have any food? Uncle looks to me as I shake my head no. I'll go get some. I pull my python dagger back out and go into the woods. Izuku, wait. Inko says but Uncle stops her. He will be fine. Uncle lets her go as she sits down with Izumi. I walk into the forest and find a bear. You will do. I roars at me as I run at it, no slide under, stabbing it in the stomach making it roar in pain. Paralysis activated. Bleed activated. It starts bleeding from the eyes. Disgusting. I slice up its body making its guts start falling out making roar more. You're too loud. I pull the dagger out and shove it through the bear's head. Level up. Great, another level. Well, I should get this back. I pick up the body and quickly run back carrying the body. I drop the body in front of them. If you can't handle blood and guts, look away. Izumi and Yanagi look away as I start to skin the bear and cut it up. Soon enough I finish and out some meat on sticks, letting the meat cook as I throw the body and inedible things away into the forest. Thank you, Izuku, Uncle says as we let the meat cook. Uncle Enji, where is Dad? Izumi looks at him as just focus on the meat while Uncle looks at her. He went ahead and hasn't come back yet. I'm worried, it's been hours, Uncle says as I sigh and look up. I'm going God look for him. Izumi tries to go but I grab her arm stopping her. He is alive but you can't go, you aren't ready. I look up at her with slightly remorseful eyes. He is right, me and your uncle will go look for him after we eat, Inko says as I let Izumi go and she sits back down. No, me and Izuku will go, you need to protect Izumi and Arsenal while we're gone, Uncle says as he takes a bite out the meat that is now cooked. No, I'll go alone, I speak after eating my piece of bear meat. But, I don't let Inko speak. I'm the only one who knows what they're doing in a dungeon. You all need to head back towards the entrance but stay in the forest to avoid the ice elves. I stand up and stretch, pulling my python dagger out. Once you finish, go, don't even think of following me. I rush off, not letting them speak. I keep running through the forest to try and find Toshinori. Time skip. After 40 minutes of running I hear what sounds like a fight going on to my right. There. I break and then launch that way and find Toshinori, or should I say All Might, fighting elves. I run up, stabbing an elf in the back, causing them all to stop in surprise. Young man, what are you doing here? All Might says with his booming voice. Shut up and go back to the others. Izumi is worried. I pull the dagger out the elf's back and cut off its head. Level up. I will not back down. This is a job for a hero. I booms as the elf on a horse laughs. Humans are so stupid, it says as I get annoyed. What did you call us? I get angrier as the elf looks surprised. You can understand me. He gets off his horse and walks towards me a bit. Why don't you join us and we'll let you live? He sticks his hand out towards me. No. I spit on its hand, making it angry. You really think you can beat us? You're outnumbered. It speaks in a cocky tone to me. Outnumbered maybe, but I'm not outskilled. I ready my dagger with a serious expression. Get out of here, All Might. Without a sword you're useless. Me and the elves rush at each other as All Might stomps away. I slice a lot of the elves on their faces. Paralysis activated. Bleed activated. 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 I jump back, dodging several arrows as some elves fall down bleeding from their eyes or stand there unable to move. Your dagger, once you die I'll take it, the leader says, grinning crazily. Drop dead. I kill the elves affected by bleed and paralysis. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. You have killed a few of us without getting hit. Him, you all go back, I'll deal with him personally. The main elf gets off its horse with a spear in its hand. It rushes at me as I barely dodge it, slicing me cheek. I try to stab it but it dodges and hits me with the back of its spear, knocking me back. I thought you outskilled us. It gets cocky as I wipe the blood from my cheek. HP 1002-1020. I click my tongue as I rush again, dodging a strike of the spear and slicing its cheek. Paralysis activated. Bleed activated. Foe's defense was to high effects nullified. Crap, this will be harder than I thought. I barely dodge the tip of the spear as it cuts my jacket. That's not going to work. It stabs me in the shoulder and throws me through some trees. HP 981,020. Shut up. I take off my jacket and rush again, blocking a stab, grabbing the handle as I slice its chest. It pushes me off as I recover, sliding back as I block another stab. I go for a downward slash, but it's blocked, causing its spear to break. It throws down the spear. This will be fun. I put my dagger in my inventory and crack my knuckles. We rush at each other and I dodge a punch and punch its face, knocking it back through the forest. I run after it as it rushes me and attacks, making me block. It punches me in the gut and then grabs me by the hook of my jacket and throws me into the mountain. It's on my level. I barely dodge out the way, wiping blood from my mouth. What's ring can't keep up. I rushes me again and throws a punch that I dodge, punching it in the gut and then kicking its face, knocking it down. I pull out my dagger and stab down at it. It grabs my and throws me away as it gets up. You're quite a brat. It runs at me and grabs my arm, breaking it over its knee, and then throws me away again. I recover and ignore the pain as it comes rushing at me at high speeds. I barely dodge a knee to the face and go for the stab, but it dodges barely. I dodge a kick again, but it does another, hitting my gut, launching me away as I land in front of Uncle and the others as I stand up. Izuku. Uncle goes to me, but I push him away. No, barely dodge a punch from the elf. Once I'm done with you, I'll kill these people and then go into your world and murder everyone you care for, the elf says, making me angry as I rush at it and slide under a punch, stabbing it in the gut. I rip my dagger out as I holds its stomach and falls to its knee. I grab its neck and snap its neck. Level up, level up, level up. Izuku, we got to get you out of her. Arsenal rushes over and helps me up as I grab the boss drops. Ice Elf Cloak. Item class B. Type Armor. Effect warms player when worn. Debuff player can overheat in warm environments. -20 agility. Elven Bow. Item class A. Type Bow. Attack +20. Effect freeze. Attacked foes is covered by ice from each arrow. Good, I got a new weapon too. I smile as we head towards the exit and go out. Story quest. Family reunion. Enji Todoroki 1/1. Izumi Yagi 1/1. Inko Yagi 1/1. Toshinori Yagi 1/1. Katsuni Yanagi 1/1. Save them all within 5 hours. Rewards. Number 1. Status recovery. Number 2. Job. Number 3. Number 15 stat points. Rewards have been added. Your job is necromancer. Do you accept? I get a choice. Then no. I give my response by declining. Are you sure? Necromancer is the rarest normal job option. If it's the rarest, it has to be good, so I'll take it. I give my new answer as I feel rejuvenated and can walk on my own again. Based on the amount of points you obtained, you will be given a chance to promote to a superior class. You did not use a hearthstone. Points will be added. You did not use a return stone. Points will be added. Final health is above 50%. Points will be added. All required enemies have been slain. Points will be added. The total points have exceeded the feat limit. You will be promoted from Necromancer to Shadow Lord. This had points to get a better class. One didn't even know I had a heart or return stone. We go back out the dungeon as the portal closes behind us and we see it's night now. Ah, Endeavor, it seems you got All Might, Arsenal, and Telekid out as well as 2 others. I look down and see Principal Nezu, who looks at me and Izumi. You need medical attention, don't you, Mr. Izuku Todoroki? He laughs as I shake my head no. No, I'm fine. I shrug my shoulders and look down at my destroyed jacket, shirt, and pants. Alright, I'm gonna head home now. I need some sleep. I rub my forehead and then start walking away, but I'm stopped by police. Sorry kid, but you have to answer some questions. The officer pushes me back a bit. Let the kid go, or do you want to lose your job or something worse? Nezu speaks in a manacly tone that scared the police officer, so he lets me go. I start walking home and pull my phone out my inventory and call Auntie. Hello Izuku, do you need anything? Auntie asks, answering the phone. Can you get a pair of clothes out my room and leave them in the bathroom? I'm on my way home and need to bathe and sleep. I continue walking as open my stats to see my level and stats and I update them. Okay, bye Izuku. Andy hands up so I continue updating my stats. Status. Name. Izuku Todoroki level. 27. Job. Shadow Lord Fatigue. 73. Title. None. HP. 841,900. MP. 1900. Strength. 110. Vitality. 95. Agility. 100. Intelligence. 95. Sense. 95. Skills. Class skills. Active skills. Shadow Extraction LV.1. Save Shadow LV.1. Izuku Pav. It's finally the day the entrance exam is here, though I was recommended in like Shoto I was allowed to watch with the teachers. As I arrive get to Ua, Principal Nezu is waiting at the gate with what looks like a homeless man. Hello Todorkus. Nezu waves as me and Uncle walk over to them. Hello Principal Nezu. Me and Uncle bow to the and then stand up straight. So Izuku, I'm mad wondering how are you after being in that portal? Nezu looks to me as I look directly at him. It felt like a normal day in that dungeon. I speak nonchalantly as he looks a little confused. Dungeon, you say, is that what it is? He questions as he ponders for a bit. I guess it makes sense, the creatures inside are monsters, he nods while thinking to himself. Alright, we'll come inside, the exams will begin soon. The homeless man walks away with Nezu on his shoulder as we follow them. So Izuku, I took a look at your folder and saw what your quirk is and it's fascinating. Nezu looks back at me as we walk through the hallways. Thank you. We keep walking in silence, our footsteps echoing through the halls. Soon we arrive at a door and go into the dark room where there are people. Welcome to the viewing room. Nezu hopped off the guy's shoulders and onto a chair as they both sat down. Take a seat, he said as me and Uncle Enji sat down. Who is this cutie? Midnight looks at me, seemingly eyeing me up. Midnight, enough. The homeless-looking guy speaks in an annoyed tone. Shota, you're no fun. She crosses her arms and turns away. What is going on? I look around to see who is there. I see Pro Heroes 13, Snipe, Hound Dog, Ectoplasm, Recovery Girl, Smintos, and Vlad King. Endeavor, who is the kid? Snipe points at me. He is my adopted son, he says with a smile, sitting next to me. Why didn't you tell us? I would have thought you still him. Midnight pinches my cheek. Can you please stop? I turn my eyes towards her. Fine, you're no fun. She lets me go and sits back in her seat. Please pay attention, the entrance exam is about to begin. Nezu got our attention as we look to the screen. Sorry we are late. I look over and see Toshinori and Inko at the door, making me grip the chair tight. Why the hell are they here? I look back to the screen trying to control my anger. Izu. I glare at Inko before she can finish as her and Toshinori sit on the other side of the row of seats, making me happier that I'm not near them. Alright, let's get this year's entrance exam started. Nezu presses a button as all the gates open. I look through all of them and see two people I hate a lot, Bakugo Katsuki and Izumi Yagi. Is she not getting recommended in Y? I think as I watch her use her telekinetic enhancement to start to tear through robots. We continue to watch as I examine people I think will get in. I take note of a guy with engines in his legs, another guy who can make his body hard, and a girl who seems to be able to make things float. She has potential, but her quirk seems limited. I examine her before taking note of another girl. Nezu, who is that girl? I point at a girl who is struggling but helps others. Let's see. Her name is Stella Vermilion, a exchange student from France. Her quirk is called Phoenix. I'll pull up her file. Nezu puts her file on the screen in front of me. Name. Stella Vermilion, 15-year-old female. Quirk, Phoenix creation and control over all types of fire. Does that mean she can control the heat as well? I go through her file. Izuku, a lady finally caught your eye. Uncle nudges me as I blush a little and shake my head. I haven't even met her. I blurt out, redder in the face. I'm just messing with you. He laughs and looks back at the screens as I go back to looking over Ms. Vermilion's file. She is royalty. Then why didn't she get in through recommendation? I eventually remove the file from the screen and go back to watching the entrance exam. Doesn't seem to be anyone else interesting. I look through all the screens until I notice a group of people standing around a blue glow on them. Nezu, do you see that? I point at a screen as everyone looks over. Is that a dungeon portal? Why here and now? Midnight blurts out as we all stand up. Kid, stay here, we'll deal with it. Nezu, halt the exam for now. The homeless looking guy turns to Nezu. Kid is already pausing it, and let the kid handle this, he is best equipped for this. Nezu lets me go as I run out the room. I continue running, trying to find the exit until I eventually decided to just jump out the second story window. HP 1830 1900. I'll be fine for now, nothing broke. I get up and keep running. Why is it so far away? I scream angrily as I keep running. Time skip. I finally arrive, almost my HP almost all the way up again. I run through the gate inside and look around, and then jump over the crowd of kids landing in front of the dungeon portal. Whoa, little listener, you can't be here. Present Mike puts his hand on my shoulder. Nezu sent me. I walk past him as he lets go of my shoulder. I walk towards the dungeon portal, pulling the python dagger out my inventory. I go in the portal, not noticing that Stella girl sneaking in behind me. Inside, it's a hellish version of the mock city. Whoa, I look around. New story quest. Welcome to hell. Requirements. Keep Stella Vermilion alive, 0/1. Defeat Cerberus, 0/1. Defeat Hellhound, 0/30. Rewards. Number 1 status recovery. Number 2 skill points +25. Number 2 skill stone. She is in here too. She is behind me, isn't she? I look behind me and see her standing there with a sword. Why are you in here? I ask her, annoyed. I could ask you the same thing, you're not a pro hero. She points the sword at me. Look, I was given this job by Nezu, so just follow me and don't die. I start walking away as I hear her grumble and follow me. After a bit of walking, we hear wolf howls as torn up wolves with fire then come out. Hellhound. I'll deal with it. I rush forward and stab the hellhound through its skull. I then dodge a bite and kick a hellhound in the face and then stab it through the eye, popping it. Level up. I force the blade deeper, killing it as I pull the blade back. It had some brain matter on it that I wipe off. Level up. You didn't have to be that brutal. Stella crosses her arms and turns away. You aren't disgusted? That's a first. I scratch my cheek. Why would I be? I would have to fight in one of these places eventually, and here I am now. She speaks in a proud tone. Alright, let's keep going. I start walking forward again with her following. So who are you? She finally asks as we continue through the city. Izuku Todoroki. I keep my blade in front of me. I know of the Todoroki family, but I don't know you were a part of it. There is nothing about you, but I presume you're adopted, she says while pointing at me like it's a bad thing. Well, yeah, I look nothing like them. I mean, my eyes and hair are green, I say, annoyed, looking back over at her. Don't give me that tone, you baka, she shouts, getting in my face. Don't even start, Ms. Princess. I get in her face as well. Why you fight me right now, and who loses will be the other Slavs, she points her sword at me. Seriously? I give her a bored look. What are you scared, baka? She continues, making me mad. Fine. I rush her immediately, my blade already at her neck. What, how do you? I close her mouth, not letting her finish. I think you should surrender before this gets embarrassing, I whisper in her ear as she gets red. Why you? She swings her sword, but I just grab her wrist, making her drop it. This is your last chance. I stare right into her eyes as she turns and huffs. Fine. She faces away from me as I sigh and turn back around and see several hellhounds. Great, more hellhounds. I rush at and quickly slice through them, sending blood and body parts all over a head, landing in the lava, causing it to melt. Level up. 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 Alright, let's keep going. I walk over the ripped apart bodies with Stella following me. 9 down, 21 to go plus Cerberus. We continue on, me killing everything that comes at us. Level up. 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 Okay, 10 left, almost done with these hellhounds. We continue going inward, even deeper into the place and towards the base of the large tower we can now see. What do you think is in that tower? Stella, look up at it. Something strong. I keep walking as she gets annoyed at my sarcasm. You're a real jerk, ya know, baka. She punches me in the back, doing nothing as we continue forward. We walk in silence, not finding any monsters, so I say, trying to make talk. What? She asks, looking at me out the corner of her eye. I saw you file, why didn't you get in through recommendation? I rub the back of my neck looking at her. Creep, but if you must know, I wanted to prove myself and that I don't need to use my reputation to get what I want, she says, uncrossing her arms as she looks at me. I get it, I wanted to get in on my own, but I had stuff to do, so I had to get in through recommendation. I look as we walk, my body relaxing. Suddenly there is a large growl and we look forward and see a giant 3-headed dog. Gatekeeper Cerberus. What is that? It's so creepy. Stella takes a step back, her arm in front of her. Stay behind me. I push her behind me as I ready my dagger. Suddenly Cerberus howls as the last 10 hellhounds come running at me. I quickly kill the first 3 in front of me. Level up, level up, level up. Stay back, I got this. I grin sinisterly as she walks back while I rush forward, killing all the hellhounds in my way easily. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. I jump up and fly down towards Cerberus. It moves back, making me stab the ground. It runs at me, so I roll away and run at it, but jump back, dodging a bite. I run at it again, right towards it, and then slide under its bot and stab it in one of its heads. Paralysis activated. Bleed activated. Enjoy the pain. I pull my dagger out and jump back. Foe's defense was to high, effects nullified. Damn it. I run around it but barely dodge a sudden bite. I've got to get creative with this. I run at it and slide under it again and try to cut off its right head. Come on. I get my dagger into the neck and soon slice off the head, sending it flying. 2 left, or I have a better idea. I move out the way of its bite and get on its back to try and cut off another head. I rolls onto its back, but I jump up and then land on its stomach and plunge my dagger into its chest. Die. I shove my knife through its heart, killing it. Level up, level up, level up. There now, what are the drops? I get up and roll the body away off the drops. Let's see what we got. I get on one knee and look at the drops. Cerberus Fang. Item class. B. Type. Dagger. +30 attack. Effect. Burn. Sets the enemy on fire for 15 seconds. Hell around teeth. Item class. C. Type. Necklace. +15 attack. Effect. Gnash. All attacks have a bleed effect. Tower Key. Item class. S. Type. Key. Demon Blade. Item class. A. Type. Sword. +55 attack. Effect. Burn. Sets the enemy on fire for 20 seconds. My first sword and my first time getting 4 items. I put them in my inventory. What was that? Stella walks over to me. What was what? I am confused by her question. What you made disappear, what was it? She crosses her arms and gets in my face a bit. Boss drops, but now we should get going before we're trapped in. I stand up and walk over towards Cerberus' dead body. I can finally try this though. Arise. After I say that, Cerberus' shadow moves around and forms into a shadow Cerberus. It worked. I get excited as Cerberus bows to me. Opening square bracket question mark question mark question mark. LV.1. Rank. Knight. Soldier's rank Knight or higher can be named. I'll keep your name Cerberus. I let his head as he licks my face. Cerberus LV.1. Rank. Knight. Alright, go into my shadow, boy. He goes into my shadow as I go over to the other hellhound bodies. Arise. Their shadows shift into shadow hellhounds and then they go into my shadow. What was that? Did they come back to life and go into your shadow? What did you do? Stella has a lot of questions as she walks up to me and shakes me. Calm down, I'll explain some other time. We are leaving. I pick her up and run towards the entrance and out the portal as it closes behind us. Story quest. Welcome to Hell. Requirements. Keep Stella Vermilion alive 1/1. Defeat Cerberus 1/1. Defeat Hellhound 30/30ths. Rewards. Number 1 status recovery. Number 2 skill points +25. Number 2 skill stone. Rewards added. We roll on the ground outside, landing in front of everyone. Whoa, little listeners, what happened in there? Present Mike helps us up. Hell, literal hell. I dust myself off. Why was she in there? He points at Stella as I shrug my shoulders. Not sure, ask her. I'm going back to report to Nezu. I walk away and out the front gate. Time skip. Welcome back, Izuku. How did it go? Nezu greets me as I walk back in the dark room. It went good. There was a complication with the fact that Ms. Stella Vermilion followed me in, but it's fine. I scratch my cheek and laugh lightly. Oh well, then I assume you had no problems, but we must punish Ms. Vermilion. Nezu thinks on how to punish her. No, don't do that. It's fine, she won't do it again after she saw how brutal it is inside. I shake my head. Alright, we will let it slide this once. Nezu sips some tea. Will, do you have a place I can sleep? I'm tired now. I stretch while yawning. You can go to the nurse's office. You should have recovery girl check up on you anyway, Nezu says as recovery girl guides me towards the nurse's office. Time skip. Me and Dad are heading home now. So Izuku, did you get anything out of the dungeon? Uncle asks while driving. Yep, I'll show you when we get him. I have to update my stats. I quickly update my status. Status. Name. Izuku Todoroki, level 60. Job. Shadow Lord, fatigue 43. Title. Wolf Slayer. HP. 1900 3600. MP. 1900 3600. Strength. 200. Vitality. 180. Agility. 186. Intelligence. 180. Sense. 180. Skills. Active skill. Bloodlust LV.1. Class skills. Active skills. Shadow Extraction LV.1. Save Shadow LV.1. Now that's a jump, but now we're almost home and I wanna eat then sleep. I close the screen and face forward as we pull up into the driveway. Izuku Pav. I'm standing outside the UA building looking up at the building. I am early. I probably should have woke Shoto up, but he will get here in time. I walk into the building and look around. Class 1A. Was my class, so it should be this way. I start running, zooming past the few students here early. There, I slide to a stop and then enter the class. It's you. I hear, making me turn and see Momo Yaoyorozu pointing at me as Stella stands in front of her. Oh hi Miza, we never introduced ourselves. I walk over to them. Ah yes, my apologies, I am Momo Yaoyorozu. She bows to me as I bow to her. I am a Izuku Todoroki. I kiss her hand, being a gentleman. She blushes. Oh my, such a gentleman. She stands up straight, a hand on her chest from surprise. How come I didn't get this treatment? Stella blurts out, marching up to me. Because you followed me into a dungeon without permission, I say with a bruh face as she becomes red. Baka. She karate chops me on the top of the head. You two have met each other? Momo asks, confused. Yeah, at the entrance exam. I cross my arms and place my bag down on the seat where I am meant to sit. Oh, you sit in front of me, Momo says with a smile as she sits in seat behind mine. Yeah, and he sits next to me. Stella sits in the seat next to mine while I sit in my seat. So Todoroki, back when we met, why were you so beaten up, I must ask? Momo gets my attention as I look towards her. Oh, a dungeon opened up and I went in, but I got lucky, there was a pro hero nearby. I scratch my cheek, making up an excuse. Okay, as long as you were safe. She breathes a sigh of relief. Oh, it's you. We look towards the door and see the girl who can make things float. Have we met before? I ask, acting confused. Oh no, but I saw you at the entrance exam, you appeared out of nowhere, she says, going to her desk and sitting in it. Excuse me, but are you the person who went into that dungeon at the entrance exam? Some blue-haired guy says to me as Bakugo Katsuki walks past him, sitting in front of me. Yes. Why? I asked, confused. That was very reckless and idiotic, as well as that you aren't a hero, so you don't have a license. He speaks while moving his arm like a robot. First of all, don't speak to me like that. Second of all, I had permission from Principal Nezu to clear that dungeon, so I was allowed to, so don't speak when you don't know what you're talking about. I speak in an annoyed tone as he backs down. My apologies, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Tenya Ilda. He continues his robotic arm movement. I'm Izuku Todoroki. I lean back in my seat and take a deep breath while he goes and berates Bakugo about his feet on his desk. He is really stiff and annoying. I lean back in my seat more. I look forward and see Izumi staring at me from across the room where she sits, but I just glare at her, making her stop. Izuku, you forgot to wake me up. I look up and see Shoto. Sorry bro, I knew you would get here on time though. I shrug my shoulder as he sits in front of Stella. I notice the homeless-looking guy at the front of the class. Huh, he is our teacher. I start to pay attention, no longer leaning back as I sit up straight. Todoroki, why did you become so stiff? Momo asks, noticing me switching the way I sit. The teacher is here. I continue facing forward as her and Stella also face forward as the rest of the class is still loud. Alright, shut up. The homeless-looking guy says, getting no one's attention. I said shut up. He activates his quirk, scaring the class as they quickly shut up and face forward as Ilda sits down. It took way too long for you to sit down and be quiet, we'll have to work on that. He deactivates his quirk as he pulls out a large stack of clothes and places them down. These are your gym clothes, change into these and meet me outside. He holds one up to show us and then puts it down and leaves, so I get up quickly, grabbing a gym outfit and left to the locker room. Hey, wait up. The guy who can harden his body ran to catch up with me as the rest of the class started to leave the classroom as well. I enter the changing room first and go to the back corner locker and start changing immediately. When I take off my shirt, I realize how much muscular I got. I really got bigger. I flex my muscle, then put on the shirt. It's tight. I guess they went with a size that would fit everyone. I look down at the shirt hugging my body. I sigh and change my pants to the gym ones. Also tight, but I can manage. I close the locker I'm using. Don't take too long, I tell the other guys as I head out the locker room. Time skip. I get outside where Sensei is first. Good, someone doesn't waste time. He looks at me while in a sleeping bag as I just stand there and wait. I could go through my inventory. I have a few skill stones I got overtime. I open my inventory. Inventory. Cerberus Fang. Hell Around Teeth. Tower Key. Demon Blade. Python Poison. Python Fang Dagger. Ice Elf Cloak. Elven Bow. Skill Stone Stealth LV. 1. Skill Stone Dagger Arts LV. 1. Skill Stone Critical LV. 1. Skill Stone Sprint LV. 1. Skill Stone Perseverance LV. 1. Skill Stone Ice Touch LV. 1. I can get these skills now. I forgot about these actually. I start taking out skill stone and crushing them in my hands, giving me the skills. Problem child, what are you doing now? Sensei asks me as I turn to him. It's related to my quirk. I continue until I get the last one. There, now I should check my stats to see what they do. I open my status page. Status. Name. Izuku Todoroki, level 60. Job. Shadow Lord, fatigue 0. Title. Wolf Slayer. HP. 3600 3600. MP. 3600 3600. Strength. 200. Vitality. 180. Agility. 186. Intelligence. 180. Sense. 180. Skills. Passive skills. Perseverance V.1. Advanced Dagger Arts LV.1. Active skills. Sprint LV.1. Bloodlust LV.1. Critical LV.1. Stealth LV.1. Ice Touch LV.1. Class skills. Active skills. Shadow Extraction LV.1. Save Shadow LV.2. Oh, my skill upgraded, now I can have 50 shadows saved, nice. I speak to myself out loud, getting a confused look from Sensei as Stella arrives with Momo. Todoroki, what are you doing? Momo asks, making me turn to her. Oh, it has to do with my quirk. I scratch the back of my head while laughing. You said something leveled up, what is your quirk? Momo asks, also gaining Sensei's attention. Well, my quirk is called Gamer, it makes me a video game character more or less. I put my arm down as I look her in the eye. Oh, alright, but what leveled up? Momo asks, clearly still confused. My job-specific skill, I say as she just nods. So that's why that stuff the monster dropped disappeared. You have an inventory, Stella says, poking out from behind Momo. Yeah. I pull the demon blade out my inventory, which is a black blade with the blade part on fire. Put it away, Sensei says, so I put it away as the rest of the class arrives. No numbers now, smiley face. Alright, now that you're all here, it's time for a quirk assessment test, Sensei says, getting out his sleeping bag. But orientation, we're gonna miss it, the girl I talked to earlier says in a confused, sad tone. If you wanna make in the big leagues, you can't waste time on pointless ceremonies, Sensei says, facing away from us now. Here at UA we're not tethered to traditions that mean I get to run my class however I see fit. I turns and faces us. You've been taking standardized tests most of your lives, but you never got to use your quirks in physical exams before. He holds up his phone showing us a list of activities we will do. The country's still trying to pretend we're all created equal by not letting those with the most power excel. It's not rational. One day the Ministry of Education will learn, he says as I understand what he means. Bakugo, you managed to get the most points on the entrance exam, Sensei says, getting Bakugo attention. What was your farthest distance throw with a softball when you were in junior high? He asks as Bakugo thinks. 67 meters I think, Bakugo says in a bored tone. Right, try doing it with your quirk, Sensei says as Bakugo goes into the circle on the ground. Anything goes, just stay in the circle, go on your waiting hour time, Sensei keep his tired, bored, unimpressed tone. All right man, you asked for it, Bakugo stretches and then turns facing away from us. Die, Bakugo tosses the ball, hitting it with explosion, sending it far up and away. All of you need to know your maximum capabilities. It's the most rational way of figuring out your potential as a pro hero, Sensei shows us the distance on his phone. It shows 705 meters as the distance. At least it's something I can definitely get it the farthest. I stretch by myself a bit. I wanna go, that looks like fun. Some pink alien looking girl says in an annoying pitch voice. This is what I'm talking about, using our quirks as much as we want. Some guy with big ass elbows says as I notice Sensei's demeanor change. So this looks fun, huh? You have 3 years here to become a hero. You think it's gonna be all games and play time? Idiots, today you'll complete in 8 physical tests to gauge your potential. Whoever comes in last has none, and will be expelled immediately. Sensei gains a shit-eating grin as we are all surprised. Okay, I might have to take this seriously. Sensei is going based off potential, and if he notices me not trying I might be sent home, so I'll give it my all. I feel a spark start in me as I clench my fist. Why is he staring at me? Izumi, is it because of One for All's drawbacks, meaning she hurts herself when she uses it? I must have missed that. I look over and notice him staring at me now. Like I said, I get to decide how this class runs. Understand? If that a problem, you can head home right now. Sensei saying this snaps me out of my train of thought. You can't send one of us home. I mean, we just got here. Even if it wasn't the first day, that isn't fair. The girl from earlier seat's making me give her a look of, are you stupid? Oh, and you think natural disasters are, or power-hungry villains, are catastrophic accidents that wipe out whole cities? No, the world is full of unfairness. It's a hero's job to try to combat that unfairness. If you wanna be a pro, you're gonna have to push yourself to the brink for the next 3 years. UA will throw one terrible hardship after another at you. So go beyond plus ultra style. Sensei keeps his shit-eating grin while speaking. Show me it's no mistake that you're here, he says as stretch and crack my bones. I don't approve, but I can't do much about it yet. I smile. This is gonna be fun. I crack my knuckles, grinning. Now then, we're just waiting time by talking. Let the games begin, he says, grinning still. He blows a whistle as we stand in front of a mini track. Test number 1, 50-meter dash. Alright, next is Izuku Todoroki and Katsuki Bakugo. Me and Katsuki go the track glaring at each other. When the bot sends us off, I launch forward, 0.25 seconds, I roll and slide, recovering. Alright, finally it's Momo Yaoyorozu and Stella Vermilion, Sensei says as Stella Den Momo both walk to the track, and I lay extra attention for this. The bot sends them off with Stella using her flames to fly forward and Momo just running. Stella gets 3.2 seconds as her time, with Momo's time being 6.42 seconds. Good job you two, I say as Momo thanks me and Stella turns away. Test number 2, grip strength. I grab the machine and squeeze as hard as I can, getting an error on the screen. Whoops, I scratch my cheek. Whoa, you must be really powerful for it to give an error, the guy with big elbow says as everyone stares and I can hear Bakugo seething. Test number 3, standing a long jump. Katsuki, the guy with a beam that comes out his belly, and Stella all fly over the sandboxes. Alright Izuku, you got this. I plant my feet and then jump, launching myself through the fence on the far side of the field. Too far. I rub my face as I stand and dust myself off and head back to the others. Whoa Todoroki, that was amazing. Momo goes over and congratulates me as Stella just makes a HMPH noise and turns away. Test number 4, repeated side steps. Alright Izuku Todoroki, you're up. Sensei says as I go to the line. When the bot tells me to start I go fast, making a few after images but not many. Stop. I hear as the 30 seconds and I stop as the bot announces my score of 2130. Test number 5 ball throw. We all watch as the girl who can make things weightless sends the ball into the space, getting an infinity score. Alright Izuku Todoroki, you're next. It walk up to the circle and take a deep breath and then throw the ball as hard as I can. Damn, I didn't expect it to go that far. Sensei shows us my score on the phone. 9,902,294 meters. The class shout in surprise as I scratch my cheek sheepishly. But isn't that the distance to France? Momo shouts, taking a step back as I chuckle lightly. I notice All Might and Telectic watching us. Alright Izumi Yagi, you're last. Izumi walks up as I turn to watch as I stand, ignoring the people trying to praise me. As soon as the bot says go, she only throws it a tiny bit, confusing us. Wait Sensei, those goggles, he is pro hero eraser head, he can make it where someone can't use their quirk when he looks at them. I realize and panic a bit before quickly calming down. I ignore his and Izumi conversation while the rest of the class question who eraser head is. When Izumi throws again, she concentrates one for all into her finger, breaking it, but combined with her actual quirk she gets a distance of 1,202 meters. Test number 6. Sit-ups. The guy who can harden his body puts his knees on my feet as I do my sit-ups. 2032, he says, surprised as the class looks at me in amazement except Shoto, Izumi, and Bakugo. Shoto because he knows I'm strong and I'm his brother, and Bakugo cause he is a cunt. Test number 7. Seated toe touch. I stretch my arms forward touching the bar, getting my score, which is average because I'm not that tall. Test number 8. Long distance run. Alright, go. We run around a track, me going at my own pace, but with my incredible stamina I'll be here a while. Okay Todoroki, stop, you're at 1,287 inches, Sensei says as I slide off the track to them since I'm the last to finish. Alright, now that we're done I rank you all from best to worst. You should probably have a good idea of your standing already. I'll just pull up the whole list. It's not worth going over every individual score. He hits a button on a device that shows a board of us. Number 1. Izuku Todoroki. Number 2. Momo Yaoyorozu. Number 3. Stella Vermilion. Number 4. Shoto Todoroki. Number 5. Katsuki Bakugo. Number 6. Izumi Yagi. Number 7. Tenya Ilda. Number 8. Fumikage Tokiyami. Number 9. Mezzo Shoji. Number 10. Mashiro Ojiro. Number 11. Ejiro Kurashima. Number 12. Mina Ashido. Number 13. Ochenko Uraraka. Number 14. Rikido Sato. Number 15. Suyu Asui. Number 16. Yuga Aoyama. Number 17. Honta Saro. Number 18. Denki Kaminari. Number 19. Kyoka Jiro. Number 20. Toru Hagakuri. Oh wait, the invisible girl is going home. I look over at her and see her standing there. And I was lying, no one's going home. That was a rational deception to make sure you gave it your all in the tests. Sensei speaks, making me think for a bit. No, he was being serious. I think he sees potential in her, that's why. I think for a bit as Momo speaks. I'm surprised the rest of you didn't figure that out. I'm sorry. I guess I probably should have said something, she says as I can tell everyone else as she should have. I also figured it out, but I assumed you all figured it out, especially you Izuku, she says, flicking my shoulder as I look down at her from her stature being slightly smaller than mine. No, he wasn't lying. He saw potential in us, so he didn't expel us. Last year he expelled an entire class. I look up at the rest of the class who jaws drop and they look at Sensei. Correct, I should set my expectations higher for you, but now we're done for the day, so go change and then you're done. It's a half day, so you move into the dormitories. Sensei walk off as I quickly leave, trying to avoid unwanted attention. Time skip. I'm standing outside the dorms with Sensei in silence, waiting for the others to show up. Hey Todoroki. I look over and see Momo walking over with Stella. Oh, you two are here early. I turn to them as they stand in front of me. We could say the same to you, Momo says, giggling a bit. I see you two have already become good friends, I point out as Momo nods. Yep, we have similar backgrounds, so we understand each other, Momo says as Stella just crosses her arms and turns away, saying baka under her breath. So did you see the rest of the class? I asked, getting impatient, waiting. I saw a few of them on their way, but I don't know where they are now, sorry, Momo says, her hand on her cheek as she thinks. Oh, alright. I sigh as I think for a second. Come out. When I say this, Momo, Stella, and Sensei become confused, but then Momo scared as my shadow soldiers come out. Go look for the rest of the class. They run off to look for the class. What was that? Sensei says hold his scarf. My shadow soldiers, I speak calmly as they look between each other. After a bit they return. You found them. I asks as Cerberus barks and then licks me with them going into my shadow. So where are they? Sensei asks as I look at him. They're almost here, they just have to turn a corner. As soon as I say it we can see the rest of the class coming down the road. See, I point back at the class. They soon get to us as Sensei sighs. You all took too long. Sensei activates his quirk, scaring most of the class. Now that you're here, let's get you sorted into your rooms. Sensei deactivates his quirk and walks inside, followed by all of us. Alright, this is the common room, it's connected to the kitchen. Sensei points at the kitchen as we enter the room. The actual dorm rooms are divided into half, the girls on the left, the boys on the right, Sensei says as I look towards stairs. Izuku Todoroki, you actually have the first room on the girls' side because I trust you and we ran out of rooms apparently, Sensei says as I stand there processing it. What? Me and the girls all shout as Sensei activates his quirk. Yes, now shut up and go. Sensei leaves as I walk towards my room. I just had to be placed with the girls. I go in and see there is only a bed inside with blank white walls. I close and lock my door and place down my bag. Thank God I have my inventory. I reach into my inventory and pull out a tool box and put it on the bed. I'm gonna be here a while. I sigh and get to work. Time skip. Finally done. I wipe the sweat off my forehead as I look around my newly decorated room. I go out my room, closing the door behind me, and then I go into the common room and sit down on the couch next to Momo. Oh Todoroki, hi. Momo jumps from me sitting next to her. Hi, and sorry, didn't mean to scare you. I wave at her as I sit leaning back into the couch. Everyone but a few of the girls come into the common room. Hey Toto bro, you were so man. Why during the exam? The guy who can make his body hard gets my attention. Thanks. Shoto and I speak at the same time. Oh alright, your brothers, how are we gonna make sure you two don't get confused on who is being talked to? He starts thinking about how. We'll call you by your first name and your brother just Todoroki, he says, giving me a thumbs up. Okay, I say as I lean back into the couch further. Hey guys, we have an idea. The pink alien-looking girl says, coming out into the common room. Thinks we tells each other our names and quirks and then rank each other's dorm rooms, she says as the invisible girl and the girl who make things float also come out. That's a great idea, Momo says while I stand up. I'm out. I start walking towards my room. What, come on please. She grabs my arm to try and stop me. Izuku, please. Stella is in front of me giving me puppy dog eyes. Fine. I sigh as Stella turns away, red in the face, arms crossed. There, I got the baka to do it. She walks away and sits next to Momo while I go and sit next to Momo again. Alright, let's go off the score from the exam, but starting from 20 inches, she says as the invisible stands up. I'm Toru Hagakure, my quirk is invisibility. She then sits down as some emo girl stands up. I'm Kyoka Jiro, quirk earphone jack. She moves the jacks on her ears as I now wonder what their quirks do. I'm Denki Kaminari, my quirk is electrification. He runs electricity on his hand. I am Honta Zero, my quirk is tape. The big elbow guy says, shooting a roll of tape out his elbow. I'm Yuga Aoyama, my quirk is naval laser. The laser stomach guy says in a French accent which annoys Stella, who is actually French. I'm Suyu Asui, but call me Sue, my quirk is frog. The green-haired girl says, her voice sounding like she is sick. I'm Rikido Sato, my quirk is sugar rush. My quirk is sugar rush. Some big guy with big ass lips says. I'm Ochako Uraraka, my quirk is zero gravity. The girl who makes things float makes herself float. I'm Mina Ishido, my quirk is acid. The alien girl runs acid on her hand. I'm Ejiro Kirishima, my quirk is hardening. Red spiky hair guy hits his hands together, hardening them. I'm Mashiro Ojiro, my quirk is tail. The guy with a big ass tail with a little bit of hair on it says. I'm Mezu Shoji, my quirk is duple arms. The guy with the tentacle looking wings on his back says. I'm Fumikage Tokiyami, my quirk is dark shadow. Bird guy says as a black girl comes out his back and waves. I'm Tenya Ilda, my quirk is engine. the robot arm guy says while chopping constantly. I'm Izumi Yagi, my quirk is telekinetic enhancement, Izumi says quietly sitting beside Bakugo. I'm Katsuki Bakugo, you extras, and my quirk is explosion, Bakugo says leaning on the other couch, feet on the table. I'm Shoto Todoroki, my quirk is half cold half hot, Shoto says relaxing on the other couch as well. I'm Stella Vermilion, my quirk is Phoenix, Stella talks all proper and like a celebrity. I'm Momo Yaoyorozu, my quirk is creation, Momo says while bowing slightly while I stand up. I'm Izuku Todoroki, my quirk is gamer, I stretch as they all stand up and Bakugo quickly leaves to his room. Huh, where are you going? Mina asks as Bakugo just leaves. We'll let's go see each other's rooms, well start on the girls plus Izuku Todoroki's side, Toru says as we all go Izumi's room. Alright, this is gonna be embarrassing, she says opening the door as we all see a bunch of All Might merch, but then I see a photo of us when we were kids. After we go to Stella's room, let's get this over with, she says opening the door and we see her room. It's old royal French like, which Aoyama points out. Hey Vermilion, why do you have a sword? Mina asks as they go into her room. For fighting in dungeon when I get my hero license, she says, her arms crossed and eyes closed. After we go to Momo's room with her bed taking up most of the space. It's quiet, cramped, it wasn't as big as my room at home, Momo has her hand on her cheek. After going through the rest of the girls' rooms we get to mine, let's get this over with, I open my door and go in. It's so normal, I wasn't expecting that, Mina says while I get on my bed. Now if we're done you can leave and close my door, I'm gonna sleep, I continue to lay on my bed as I look at them by the door. Todoroki, don't be rude to your classmates, Ilda says with his chopping arm movements. No, and leave, I shove them all out and close my door and then jump back onto my bed. Finally now I'm gonna sleep, I lay back and fall asleep instantly. Time skip, I'm sitting in class leaning back in my seat while everyone else talks to each other. I continue waiting for class to start, we don't have Aizawa sensei today who was teaching us then. I continue leaning back, but then I notice loud footsteps. I'm not the only one who noticed as I see out the corner of my eye that Jiro is looking toward the door as well. New story quest. 2vs2. Protect Stella Vermilion, 0/1. Defeat Katsuki Bakugo, 0/1. Defeat Shoto Todoroki, 0/1. Keep above 50% mana, 100%, 100%. Rewards. Number 1 status recovery. Number 2 status points plus 20. Number 3 mystery box. Well, this should be easy, but the mystery box being back. Maybe another dungeon key, I wonder as I stare at the screen but close it and look at the door again. Suddenly All Might and Telectic burst through the door. Of course it's them, I sigh taking a deep breath. We are here, they boom out making me roll my eyes while everyone else except Shoto cheers him, also not being happy to see them. Shut up, you're hurting Jiro's ears, I lightly shout as they look over at Jiro and see her holding her hands over her ears in pain. Sorry young Jiro, All Might says quieter, making me sigh a bit that he isn't loud. Ahem, anyway today we will be doing a training battle, Telectic says while clearing her throat to get out attention. Battle, Katsuki says in a sadistic tone while grinning. So I get to beat the shit out of Katsuki, great smiley face, I grin psychotically at the thought as everyone stares at me for a bit but looks back at All Might and Telectic. But how can you without costumes? All Might says enthusiastically as he clicks a button making 20 cases pop out the wall, number 1 to 20. These were made based off your quirk registration forms, so these are made just for you. Put these on and meet us at Training Ground Beta. All Might rushes out the room as Telectic sighs and follows him out as the class rush and grab their cases except Momo, Stella, Shoto, Bakugo, and I as we walk and grab them. I grab mine and put it down on my desk and look into it, seeing my outfit. Good Nezu followed through. I close the case and walk towards the locker room as I see everyone else run outside. Time skip. You all look dashing, but where is young Todoroki? All Might boom looking for me as I walk through the dark hallway towards them, yet they can't see me. He probably got scared and ran away. Bakugo says while laughing cocky as always and crazily. I didn't, so shut your damn mouth. I step out the hallway into the light as they turn and see me. I stand in front of them grinning at them. Oh my god. I hear and look over the person who said it and see Momo, a slight blush on her face, same with Stella, but she just stares, her mouth slightly open. I walk over towards them. Hello, you look amazing ladies. I kiss both their hands like a gentleman while bowing, making them blush more as I get a good look at their hero outfits. Oh my, thank you, I can say the same to you. Momo tries to calm herself while Stella rips her hand away and turns away with a huff as she is still red. Thank you. I stand up straight again, a smile on my face as All Might clears his throat. Getting back on track, this will be a 2v2 battle. He boom as the class cheers. Sir, how will we choose teams if we barely know each other? And everyone immediately going to try and get Izuku on their team. Ilda says in Ingenium's exact outfit with his robotic arm movements. Good question, young Ilda. We will be drawing names from a box. Telectic holds out a box filled with pieces of paper in it, presumably having our names on the paper. Thank you for answering, Ilda says, stopping his arm movements. Alright, now half of you will draw a name from the box and that will be your partner during this battle. All Might booms again as half the class go up and draw names. Alright, now that we have the teams we can start. All Might booms again as Telectic puts the box down as we stand in our pares. Estella very unhappy to be on my team. Team A. Izuku Todoroki and Stella Vermilion. Team B. Momo Yaoyorozu and Izumi Yagi. Team C. Ochenko Uraraka and Tenya Ilda. Team D. Shoto Todoroki and Bakugo Katsuki. Team E. Mina Ishido and Tsuyu Asui. Team F. Denki Kaminari and Shiro Honta. Team G. Fumikage Tokiyami and Mashiro Ojiro. Team H. Mezzo Shoji and Toru Hagakuri. Team I. Kyoka Jiro and Rikido Sato. Team J. Ejiro Kirishima and Yuga Aoyama. Our first match will be between Team B and Team C. All Might says as I look at Momo and Izumi standing next to each other, with Momo not looking happy to be next to her. Team B are the villains and Team C are the heroes. All Might says while I'm in my own head. Did she hear me talk about my past? But how? I question but shake it off as we walk towards the observation room, leaving the two teams. When we get there, we look at the big screen there showing Team C, heroes ready. All Might asks, getting a nod yes in response, villains ready. All Might asks, getting another nod. Begin. He boom, a gunshot going off signaling the start as the hero team go in cautiously. Hey Brozuku. I look over at Kirishima, who calls me. Who do you think will win? He asks as I look at the screen showing the two teams. The heroes will win. The villain team has a level of animosity towards each other that prevents teamwork and holds them back. I look back at him as everyone nods. Young Todoroki is correct. If they can't work through their animosity towards each other, then they will fail. All Might booms, making me look annoyed from him repeating what everyone just heard me say. I look up at the screen and see Momo making traps. Maybe I was wrong, time will tell. I stare at the screen. Momo Pav. I continue angrily placing traps. Why did I get placed on a team with this bitch? I think to myself as I continue trying to calm myself. I didn't mean to, but I heeded Izuku talking about it to himself last night. Eventually I finish placing a trap and then make a staff to use. I watched Izuku use a dagger once and it made me want to try using a melee weapon. I look at it and then stand in front of the bomb while Izumi ran off. Izumi Yagi has been captured, one hero left. All Might booms over the intercom, making me sigh angrily. She is a useless idiot. I say out loud to myself as I ready myself for a fight. Soon Ilda and Uraraka run into the room, making me grin as suddenly the ground becomes icy, making them slip as I slide towards them after putting ice skate blades on my boots. I was wrong, they will win. I hear Izuku say over the intercom, but I stay determined as I rush forward, hitting Uraraka in the back of my neck with my staff, knocking her unconscious. Ochenko Uraraka had been knocked unconscious. She is now out of the game. All Might booms over the camera as I slide towards Ilda, who struggles to direct himself as he rockets into a wall, knocking him down, so I go hit him in the helmet with my staff, knocking him unconscious. Both heroes have been decommissioned, villains win. All Might booms another time as I hear cheers in the background of the intercom while actors come and take Uraraka and Ilda to the nurse. I quickly take the skate blades off and run towards the observation room, and when I get there I go and hug Izuku, who is shocked but pats my back. You did it, he says with a smile as I hug him more. All Might clears his throat. Now can anyone tell who the MVP of this battle was? All Might asks with his booming voice as I let Izuku go. It was Yaoyorozu. She had a plan. Knowing that Yagi would get herself caught quickly, she planned ahead and used Ilda's disadvantage on ice against him after taking out Uraraka while she was down. Izuku says nonchalantly, making me smile. Why does my chest feel like it's fluttering and beating fast? Forget it, I don't care, I like this feeling. I continue smiling as I get close to Izuku. Alright, the next battle will be Team A versus Team D. All might booms as we all pray for Bakugo survival. Izuku Pav. I stand outside the building next to Stella as I stare up at it. What would be the best approach? Stella can hold her own so she can fight Shoto. I'll deal with Bakugo. I grin maniacally and out the corner of my eye I see Stella shiver uncomfortably from my grin, making me stop. What's wrong, Stella? I whisper in her ear, making her shiver and become red, jumping a bit. B Baka. She hits me on the head as I just sigh. Hero team, are you ready? I hear as we just nod, and the villain team is ready as well. Start. There is a gunshot and I immediately run in at top speed while Stella flies to the roof. I reach the third floor where I find Bakugo, Deku. I launches at me but I dodge his right hook, grabbing his arm and slamming him into the wall. I kick him in the gut while he is down as he spits blood, then I pick him up by his neck. I slam him onto the ground, making more blood come out his mouth, and then I drop him, tying him up. Katsuki Bakugo has been captured, All Might says as I walk away from Bakugo's unconscious body. Stella Pav. He went for Bakugo already. Why do those two hate each other so much? I enter the third floor and look through a doorway, seeing Todoroki standing in front of the bomb. He seems to be watching the window. For me, now is my chance. I run in and hide behind a pillar, looking around it, seeing him looking at the doorway now. One well-placed shot will work. I create fire in my hand as launch it at him when he looks in a direction away from me, but he creates some ice blocking it. Found you. He creates a wave of ice at me, but I create a ball of fire around me, melting it. Momo Pav. We're watching the fight on the monitor. A battle of attrition. Whoever gets tired first will lose, but if Izuku shows up and fights, it's over for Todoroki. I watch in anticipation as the fire and ice clash. Izuku Pav. I watch the fight from the doorway as Stella pushes closer to the bomb fire around her, but she can't drop it to touch the bomb to win. They're in a stalemate, but Stella will win. She has a high resistance to fire while Shoto is starting to succumb to hypothermia. I continue watching. Shoto Pav. Damn it, I can't do anything. I can't use fire because she can use that against me, but I can't get close either. I grit my teeth as I continue to slide around in the ice while sending waves at her. Stella Pav. Let's kick it up a notch. I smirk as through the fire as see Todoroki become confused as suddenly I gain fire wings and fly up and right at him, catching him off guard. I zoom at him and he barely dodges my fist as I drop the fire shield. I launch at him again, creating the shield as he slides away, creating waves of ice that fly at me. I can try something I saw your Baka brother use. He becomes more confused as I suddenly drop to the ground and slide down under the ice and jump onto his back, slamming him down onto the ground and overheat him into unconsciousness. Heroes win. All Might announces on the intercom as a bot comes and takes Todoroki's body. Good job. I look and see Izuku walking toward me. Good job, he says as he stands in front of me as I get red. He is so hot, damn it, why am I think this? My face becomes red and I get annoyed. Shut up, Baka. I turn and storm away as he just stands there chuckling. Izuku Pav. I watch her storm away. She is adorable. I'm smile and then start walking away to get out the building. Time skip. When I get to the observation room, Momo runs up to greet me. Congratulations, Izuku. She smiles brightly at me. Thank you, Yaoyorozu. I smile at her, making her blush. Young Izuku, Principal Nezu wants to see you in his office, All Might says as I sigh and start heading away. Izuku after meet me by the front gate. Momo says as I give her a thumbs up and continue heading towards Nezu's office. Time skip. You wanted to see me, sir. I say, entering the room. Ah yes, young Todoroki, please have a seat, he says, gesturing to the seat across his desk that I sit in. Would you like some tea? He asks, holding up a second cup. Yes please. I take it and drink some. So what did you need from me? I ask, putting down the tea on a mini plate. I wanted to see if you were willing to teach the next generation of heroes, Nezu asks, keeping his smile as he places his tea down. Excuse me, I say, confused as he begins to elaborate. I'm asking you to become a teacher while you study here as a student, he says, looking directly at my face. What would I even teach? I have no qualifications. I ask as I sit up straight. You would teach a class on how to clear these dungeons that are starting to appear more frequently, he says as he sips some tea. Why me exactly? I don't think I have enough experience in dungeons to start teaching a class about them. I sip my tea as well and then place it down. That is true, but you have the most experience and have cleared the most dungeons. You're the best option, he says, placing his tea down as he becomes serious. Listen, we need you to do this. If monsters keep getting out the dungeon and we don't know how to stop it, we are all screwed, he says, sighing as he stands up. Follow me. I place down my tea and follow him out the room. Listen, Izuku, I assume you have heard about the dungeon on Sato Island, he asks as we walk through the hallway. Yes, it's been all over the news, I say as we go up the stairs. Well, we got word the Hero Commission is allowing the Chinese to deal with the dungeon behind the government's back, he says as I become a bit alarmed. It's very likely that the Chinese will try to claim the island while they're there. We can't be sure, he says as we stop outside a room on the 3rd floor. But if we have heroes able to defeat it, we don't have to risk losing the island and other complications. But we can't do that without some who can teach how to do it, he says, opening the door, and we go into the empty room. This would be your classroom. You can arrange it how you want, teach how you want, he says, turning on the light, showing a large room with desks and chairs stacked against the wall. All right, I'll do it, I say with a sigh as he smiles and pulls out a contract. Let me read this first. I quickly go over it and cross out a few things and add some things as well. Before I sign, I need you to agree to these things, I say as he goes over it and puts check marks on all the things I wrote and crossed out. All right, I agree. He hands it back to me and I sign it and then hand it back to him as he puts it in his suit. All right, tomorrow I'll have your new schedule and you will start next week, so you have time to prepare. You can have the rest of the day off to prepare. He leaves as I sigh and look around the classroom. Well, I should first arrange the desk and chairs. This is a very big classroom. It's 3 times the size of homeroom. I look around and go and put all the desks and chairs in my inventory. All right, I'll have the desks on both sides with lots room to walk around between. I place down the desks half on each side of the room with chairs upside down on top of them. I'll come back with supplies during lunch tomorrow. Now I'm gonna go change back into my uniform and then head to the dorms, I say, turning off the light and closing the classroom door. Time skip. I quickly rest in my dorm for a bit before waiting for Momo at the front gate. Good, you are here, she says as she arrives. Yeah, so what did you need? I ask, turning to her. Follow me, we have 2 hours till curfew. She walks out the gate with me following. Where are we going? I ask as we walk. We're getting dinner for the entire class, she says as I gain a really face. Really? I have a blank face as she giggles. Were you hopping for a date? She asks as I blush. No, I panic as I blush more. I'm just teasing you, come on, let's go. She grabs my hand and starts running, making me blush a bit more. Why do I like this? I question myself in my mind as I start to smile a bit. Izuku Pav. I walk into Principal Nezu's office. I just got back to UA after going to the store. Good, you're here, he says, spining his chair to face me. He hops off and walks toward me. Follow me, your office is ready, he said, walking out the door, so I follow him. I got everything you wanted, and yes, you never told me, but you're the only one smart enough to read the contract, so I hacked your phone and looked at what you were planning to get, Nezu says, shocking me and sending a shiver down my spine as I wonder what else he has seen. Oh, okay, I say as we keep walking, eventually ending up outside an office labeled Dungeon Master. Am I able to get this changed? I point at the label on the door window. If you want, but you have to pay for it, Nezu says, pushing open the door to the office, and we walk in. When I walk in, I see 2 monitors on a desk with a gaming chair behind it. As you can see, things you wanted, he grins and shows off the room. We got your gaming chair, 2 monitors, oak wood desk, and 2 gaming PCs, he says as he points at the desk as I see the high-end PCs. Did you really do this for me? I ask, surprised and confused as I turn to him. You're the first to read the contract and you are the only one who has cleared a dungeon. I also pity you, he says, confusing me with that last part. I've seen your past, Todoroki, or should I say Yagi, he says, laughing maniacally as feel my blood boil bit. Don't worry, I won't call you that. You have definitely made it clear that's what you want, Todoroki, he says, calming me a bit, but I'm still a little angry. Thanks, as all I say as I put my bag on my desk. Here is your new schedule. He hands Mr. the paper as I look at it. I have 2 extra classes. I asked confused as I read over the paper. Yes, you'll be studying with me in those classes since you'll be teaching part of the day, he days as I nodded. The Hero Commission has allowed us to rent out a Dunnigan next week while we build onto the USJ, he says as I pause for a moment. Isn't that extremely dangerous? I ask surprised and confused. Yes, but since we don't understand the dungeons they allowed it, he says scratching his cheek and letting out a light chuckle. Quote. Okay. As all I say with a sigh as I sit in my chair. I have excused you from period 1 today so you can get started on planning how you will teach your class this year, he says with his same smile still on. Alright, thank you, I say as I lean back in my chair getting comfortable. That doesn't mean sit and relax now, do your job, Nezu says as I quickly sit up and grab a binder and start writing in it so Nezu leaves. God, he really is rat Satan, I think to myself as I keep writing, having to come up with lessons for the year. Time skip. I enter class looking a bit tired and annoyed as everyone stares at me silently until Momo comes over. Hey Izuku, where were you? Is something wrong? She asks as I just smile at her. No, the principal just wanted to talk to me for a bit. I smile and go sit in my seat as Momo thinks for a moment but then just sits down in her seat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and now we will see you in the next video.